Good morning, students. I myself Divakar Pandey from KUNTI Modern English School, NAWADA, and welcome to you in your e-learning class. Today I am going to provide you my second video lecture of lesson 6 in history, which has been taken from class 6, and the topic is kingdoms, kings, and an early republic. In this chapter, I have already discussed you about the Ashwamedha sacrifices that were always held on by kings, so that people could know about that kings. In such type of rituals, people always used to chant tales of his glory, and the relatives of kings, especially his wives and sons, had to perform a variety of minor rituals. The other Rajas were simply spectators. It means like as audience who had to sit and watch the performance of the sacrifice. They only used to come in these type of sacrifices to see the performance of the sacrifice. These Ashwamedha sacrifices or other ritual sacrifices were performed by priests, and these priests always performed these rituals, including the sprinkling of sacred water on the king. And ordinary people who were called Vish or Vaishya, they used to bring gifts for kings in such type of rituals or ritual activities. Some people, such as those were regarded as Sudras by the priest, were excluded. It means they were kept out from many rituals. Like this, we can say in past time the society was divided into different groups, and these different groups were called as Varanas. We have many books about the past glory of our culture that were composed in north part of our country, it means North India. Especially, do you know, these books were composed in the areas drained by the Ganga and the Yamuna during the past time. These books, when we study, these books are often called later Vedic. It means those books that were composed after the duration of Rig Veda. These books were called later Vedic. Why? Because these were composed after the Rig Veda, about which you will learn. It means you have learnt in chapter 5. These later Vedic books were Samveda, Yajurveda, Atharveda, and Rig Veda was the first Veda. So Atharveda, Yajurveda and Samveda were written or were composed after Rig Veda. So these three Vedas are called later Vedic. So these were composed. It means these Vedas like Samveda, Yajurveda and Atharveda were composed by priests after Rig Veda, as well as other books that were composed by priests. These books describe how rituals were to be performed. They also contain rules about society, and they tell us about the past society. On the basis of these Vedas, we can say there were several different groups in society at that time. Priests and various farmers, herders, traders, craftspersons, laborers, fishing folk, and forest people. So these were the different people that were divided into different groups. Some priests and warriors were rich, as were some farmers and traders. Others, including many herders, craftspersons, laborers, fishing folk, and hunters and gatherers. These people were poor. The priest, who was the head of the society, divided people into four groups. That division of people in four groups were called as Varanas. According to them, each Varna had a different set of functions. It means their functions were also divided. The first Varna was that of the Brahmin. It means Brahmin were called the first Varna in the society. What were their works? Yes, Brahmins were expected to study Vedas and teach Vedas. They used to perform sacrifices and receive gifts only. Now we come to the second place. It means the second place that were the rulers. Yes, these rulers were at the second position in society, and they were also known as Kshatriyas. They were expected to fight battles and protect other people. So these were called Kshatriyas. And when we study about the third Varna, at the third position of the society, these were Vishya or Vaishya. They were expected to be farmers, herders, and traders. Both the Kshatriyas and Vaishyas could perform sacrifices. But when we study about the fourth stage of the society, we can say that at the last position, these categories were of the Sudras. These Sudras had to serve the other three groups and could not perform any rituals. Often when we study, we find often women were also grouped with the Sudras. Both women and Sudras were not allowed to study the Vedas and to do any ritual works. The priest also used to say that these groups were decided on the basis of their birth.